Hey guys, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums, bringing you guys yet another episode. Today's episode, a Christmas special. So Merry Christmas guys from me and the Fish Room. Hope you guys have all had a really good year. Sending some positive vibes your way. If you haven't had a good year this year, hopefully next year will be your year. Anyway, I thought I'd do something special for this episode. Probably going to be the last episode of the year until next year. So I thought I'd wrap it up with a full Fish Room tour guys. So stay tuned and we'll get started. So these guys are actually coming along quite nicely. I've shown them a fair bit in other videos, but you know, we're going to do a full tour. So some of these fish, if you guys have been watching all the videos, you're going to see again. If it's new, you're going to see the entire collection. So these are my baby Goiter River rainbows. They're about a couple of months old now, about 2 or 3 months old. They're growing quite well. As you can see, I'll try and get the camera to focus on them. You can start seeing the red coming through on some of them, some of the bigger ones. So they're starting to look really nice. So just growing them out. I think I've got one small little bristlenose in here somewhere, and we've actually got a baby crimson spot rainbow in here as well. So I did try and breed them, and I did it once. I had slight success with them, and I only had one of the fry survive. So I just kept him with these guys. So he'll grow out with them. I think it's this one here. And if you look closely, if I can get the camera to focus, it's hard. You can actually see the red spot coming on the side of him, the crimson spot on the side just behind his gills. So yeah, moving on. These guys are really cool. Hopefully they'll keep growing up, and yeah, I'll move them down into a bigger tank once they get a little bit bigger, and yeah, they'll just keep growing out. So these guys are the turquoise rainbows. Got them a couple of weeks ago now, so they're still sort of settling in and everything. They're growing out well. They haven't grown too much since I've got them, but they're starting to really show their colours, so hopefully once they get a bit bigger we're going to get that nice turquoise colour come through. I've got a good mixture of male and female, I'm pretty sure, so pretty happy with them. And then really hard to see, somewhere in these caves are my L333s. Still got 6 of them, so they're doing really well. Hopefully I can get some like footage of them or something like that, because yeah, it's really hard. They're nocturnal, and they like to be in their caves and be in the dark, so it's hard to get some nice footage of them. So yeah, that's what's going on in these tanks, mainly just the rainbows, but yeah, I got the L333s as well. So moving down here, we've got our baby blue angels. Really starting to put on some size now, and yeah, I think we've actually got about 13 or 14 of them. So it was a pretty small spawn that survived, but I don't know what's wrong with the original adults. They don't seem to want to keep spawning, but hopefully I'll keep these guys and use these as my future spawners or future brood stock, because this one here just looks absolutely stunning. Really nice. So not to brag about my own fish too much, but yeah, just really nice looking fish. Just really happy with them. So not too much else going on in this tank. We've got the peppermint bristlenose all just, you know, loving life. All got a cave. There's more under the log and stuff like that as well. It's just patience with these guys. These guys take forever to get to sort of breeding size, apparently, with the peppermints. So it's just a matter of time. I think the conditions will be right and everything. I've just got to hold on to them for a fair bit longer, and hopefully let them all grow out till they're nice and big and chunky, and then they'll lay some eggs for me. So just time and patience, and hopefully they'll pay off for me. But yeah, these guys are growing out really well. So hopefully we'll get some good males and females pair off, and keep making more of them. All right, over in this tank, we've got our adult Goiter River rainbows. They've still got their colours reasonably turned on. They're still quite nice, but they're just going off. They are just breeding so much for me. I guarantee you, if I pulled this mop now, there'd probably be some eggs in there. I'm actually just going to leave it for like another week and let the eggs build up, because I've got so many babies going on at the moment. I'm not sure if I should even pull the mop again, but we'll see. Probably will, because I can't help myself. Elmo's down the back, camera shy like usual, just really doesn't like the phone being on the glass or near the glass. As soon as I take the phone away, he comes out and he's all wanting to interact and everything like that. Here he comes. He might interact with us a bit here, but yeah, usually he's really interactive and really friendly. But when the phone is out or the camera is out, he just gets a bit camera shy. So not sure what's the deal there, but still putting on a nice display of his colour just there. And yeah, so are the rainbows. So we've got some females there, and we've got this nice beautiful male here coloured up. And down in the bottom section, we've got our longfin bristlenose, albino ones. They're growing out well. They're pretty much scattered throughout the tank everywhere. You can see them. It's kind of everywhere throughout the tank. But yeah, they're doing really, really well. And yeah, this tank is just sort of thriving. All right, the herd of baby Sterbai Corys chowing down on some brekkie. There's a lot in here. So really, really cute just seeing the whole floor of your fish tank just kind of moving. There's got to be at least like 30 or 50 in here, I reckon. But yeah, really excited because I haven't really done Corydoras before, and now I sort of have one small spawn, and then this is like the second time doing it. And we've even got little albino down there. Look at that, real cute. So it's the second time doing it, and all of a sudden I've got like a heap of Sterbai Cory babies. So really, really impressed and happy with them. So over here we got more baby Goiter River rainbows, and there is a fair few in this one. There's got to be at least I reckon, probably going to be modest, but I reckon at least 100. But yeah, it's a fair few. So they're all up along the back there as well. If you can see, I'll try and get the camera to focus. It's really hard because there's some that are kind of eating baby brine shrimp, and you can see that with some of the orange bellies on them. And then there's some that are still a bit too small to eat baby brine, and you've still got to use a powder for them. So once they're all big enough to eat baby brine, the size will really start to pack on them. But yeah, there's already a bit of a difference in the size of some of them when some of them are eating baby brine and some of them are still too small to eat it. So there is a fair few in here, and yeah, just excited to keep growing the Goiter Rivers up because they're one of my favourite rainbows, except for the Bosmanis. The Bosmanis have probably got to be one of my favourite rainbows of all time. But the Goiter Rivers come up there, definitely. So very, very excited to keep growing these guys out. Over in this tank, we've got more baby Goiter River rainbows. See what I mean about starting to have a fair few of them? Kind of can't help myself, so that's why I'm sort of like, maybe I shouldn't pull another mop of them because we're starting to collect quite a fair few babies. But you know, I'm hoping, rainbows are a pretty popular fish, so a lot of people are getting into rainbows, and I think it's a good thing because rainbows are a really, really nice collection, especially if you get like a big heap of different variety of coloured rainbows and then put them in a nice planted community tank. And you can even have it with just rainbows and just have a really nice planted tank. I mean, with rainbows you kind of want, you know, like minimum would be 3 foot. Ideally I'd want like a 4 or 6 foot tank if you're going to have a nice community tank of rainbows, and then just like really densely plant it with some nice green plants and stuff, and then just get them like a variety of different rainbows. Like get some Bosmanis, get some Goiter Rivers, get some crimson spots, get some turquoise, get some salmon reds. There's so many different types of rainbows that you can get, and a lot of them are actually local to like Australia and Papua New Guinea. So you know, you're sort of getting like almost a native fish. So really, really nice fish. They're not usually aggressive. They are pretty aggressive eaters though. When they get adults, they will outcompete a lot of like smaller fish or slower moving fish for food when it's food time, because they do just absolutely smack when it comes to food. They love their food, and they really like to have the small stuff as well. They don't like eating the big stuff. They've got quite small mouths on them, so they like eating the small stuff, most rainbows anyway. Now down this tank, well, up in this tank I should say, I kind of have a collection of Bettas because I went through a stage where I was going to start breeding Bettas, and then I realised it just wasn't practical for the fish room. I don't have the space to breed the Bettas, and as cool as they are and as popular as they are, I just don't have the time and don't have the space for them. So I couldn't get rid of them. I just had to keep them. This guy is actually a Dumbo ear Betta, but he's right fin there on the other side. He actually got attacked by a female, funnily enough, when I tried to breed him. So usually it's the male that does the damage, but the female, which is actually this one here, she did all the damage. So she actually just about tore his fin completely off. And unfortunately, it happened a long time ago, and unfortunately it just never grew back properly. So, you know, I'm not sure if he's ever worth breeding because I don't know if it'll be a genetic thing or not. You can see it's like slowly growing back, so maybe one day it'll fully grow back. But he's a really nice looking fish. So moving over, we'll go straight into the female. So this is one of the ones that I bred. So I bred Bettas probably about a year and a half ago now. I had pretty decent success with them, and I was lucky that my local fish shop sells a lot of Bettas, so I was able to move them quite quickly because I did end up having like a good 100 plus. And yeah, they sold really well, and a lot of people liked them and stuff like that. And I had enjoyment doing it, but I just don't think I'm going to do it again. So I kept one of them, and ended up being a female. And I kind of wanted the female anyway to be mine. And yeah, she's doing well. I've had her now for like, what, a year and a half. So she's just, like, I don't know what to do with them. So I've just sort of got them set up in their own little tanks. It's big enough, like it's not like a cup like you see in fish stores. But it's a big enough tank. It's probably like a, what, 10, 20 litre tank. So it's definitely big enough for a single Betta. It's got a bit of Java fern in each one. Small little crypt in there. And this guy is, like I say, he's a bit of a rescue Betta. So I kind of bought him out of sympathy because he wasn't looking too flash in the fish store. And I got warned he wasn't looking too flash, and I still bought him, so, you know, that's on me. But I couldn't help myself, I still had to buy him. And he's done alright, but for some reason, all he wants to do is just lay on the floor. And yawn, apparently. But that's what he does. Just does this. So I'm not sure if he's got like some sort of swim bladder issue. I think he might. I'm not sure exactly if I want to treat it or not. Like, he seems to be doing okay. Definitely not going to use him for breeding, that's for sure, because I think there is something wrong with him. But yeah, I guess I'll just let him live his life, and maybe I might try and fix him, but at the same time, I don't really know exactly what's wrong with him, so I don't want to start putting treatments in there, and it might not actually be anything like that. And then you start weakening the fish's kidneys with, you know, antibiotics and all that kind of stuff anyway, which could actually kill him. So just going to let him go for now. He seems to be doing fine. So yeah, 3 nice little Bettas. Well, 2 nice Bettas and Mr. Lazy Sloth, who just likes to lay on the floor. And then yeah, this one and this one. We got the broodstock Sterbai Cories. They have just been pumping the eggs out for me. They've actually laid again this morning. I've stopped pulling the eggs because I've just got so many. There's like 4 eggs right there. So that's probably the start of it. So I'll probably like leave the fish room, come back in a couple of hours or something like that. And I'll find like it'll be a massive spawn because they're already chasing each other and stuff like that this morning. So just thought I'd show you guys them. They don't really, I'm pretty sure they're fully grown. Like, they are big Corydoras. Like, they might get a little bit bigger, but there's definitely some big chunky females in here, that's for sure. So they're just doing well, and I'll probably just keep getting eggs from them, and we'll just keep spawning them. So funnily enough, the next tank over, same diet, same water change like method, everything like that, all exactly the same. Can't get these guys to spawn. They're like nice and chunky and get the same feed as the Sterbays and everything. Can't get them to spawn, so I'm not sure if they're just not ready, but like some of them are just huge, like plump. But yeah, just not being able to get them to lay eggs just yet, so I'm not sure what's going on, but let me know in the comments if you've bred albino Corydoras, because apparently I've bred them before by accident, but apparently now that I actually want to breed them, they're not going to lay eggs for me. So I think it might just be time and patience, but they're definitely getting conditioned for breeding, that's for sure. So that's what's going on in this tank. We've got some bristlenose in here as well, because literally like 2 or 3 weeks ago, this tank was completely covered in algae. And I put some of my own little baby bristlenose in there. 2 or 3 weeks time, it's looking nice and spotless. So you can even see my reflection and everything. So that's what's going on in this tank. Hopefully these guys spawn, because they're pretty easy to spawn and they're going to spawn a lot. But I just really like the albinos, and you can just sell like a lot of them, because most people, they're pretty affordable. They're one of the most, like, they're one of the cheaper Cories to get. Usually you can pick them up for like, you know, $5, $8 each sort of mark. Like, wouldn't pay much more than that. But, you know, usually you can get them in a deal as well, because like most fish shops, if they wanted to sell Cories right, they're going to try and sell you like a deal of them, so encourage people to buy more. Because like I've said in other videos with Cories, you really want to buy like, ideally like minimum of 6, and then just try and like buy more and more as you can. Obviously the size of your tank's going to affect that, but you know, the more you can get, the better they're going to do. So, you know, 6 is minimum, and they're just going to live their life really like a lot better than if you just buy 1 or 2. So yeah, that's what's going on in this tank. We'll just keep moving on because we've got a lot more tanks to go. We've got our female ram. She just laid eggs a couple of days ago. I should have filmed it. I think I may have, but we'll see if I've got any B-roll footage of it. But they've eaten the eggs, or they've moved the eggs, because there was heaps of eggs on this rock, and I should have saved them, but I didn't. and now they're gone. So sometimes rams will usually move their eggs. If they're good parents, they'll move the eggs off the original spot and try and like make a burrow in the substrate and put their eggs there as their like wrigglers. But I think these guys have actually eaten their eggs, so bit of a fail with this ram spawning, but that's okay, no worries. We'll try again. Male looking nice. Female looking nice. Skinny, you can tell she's just dropped her eggs because she is not round around the belly anymore. But yeah, that's what's going on in this tank, short and quick. These guys will just, you know, playing around with them. Hopefully they spawn. They'll spawn again, obviously, because they've spawned twice now in literally less than 2 weeks. So pretty intense. So hopefully the third time round, I kind of want them to see if I can get them to raise their own, like by themselves, without me having to pull the eggs and artificially raise them. I'll probably end up having to anyway, but I just kind of want to, I don't have the room to raise them up at the moment, so I don't mind just trial and error, like letting them, you know, trying to be good parents and see what happens. But once I've got a bit more space in the future and next year and stuff like that, I'll probably actually pull the eggs and really try and breed rams. So that's what's going on in this tank. Alright, so this tank here is the tank with the 2 baby rams in it. This male is really starting to colour up nicely. Look how long his top fin is there. Like, really, really cool. Definitely want to keep him for future breeding because I like that trait, the longer fin on the top there. So yeah, he's putting on a really nice colour. Getting fed well, baby brine shrimp, small granules. That's definitely a female. She takes her colour on and off depending. But yeah, these two are growing out really, really well. So yeah, this male's just, yeah, really, really nice. So yeah, that's what's going on in this tank. Won't keep it too long, but as you can see there, quite a nice shot of him. Nice young male juvenile. So hopefully these two pair off, and these two are my future breeders for little German blue rams. So that's what's going on in this tank, and we'll keep moving on to the next tanks. So I actually finally moved some guppies out of here, and these are pretty much mostly the female red tuxedos. I moved my albino red tuxedos out of this tank and tried to get as many males out of the other tank as possible. So this one's going to be basically where all the males live and grow up until they're ready to be sold. And then over here in this tank is basically all the females. So we've got a bit of a heavy female ratio when it comes to male-female ratio. So I'll have to, I'm pretty sure you lower the pH and you get more males in the spawn. But let me know in the comments if you know how to get more males than females when it comes to baby guppies. Alright, over to this tank. So these are the super red bristlenose. Doing quite well, having a good feed of zucchini as you guys can see. So I put the zucchini in there, try and get them all out. So I bought some a few months ago, which is the bigger ones. And then I bought some more probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. They're the smaller ones. Not quite as orange, but they'll get there eventually. And then we've got our royal whiptail catfish in here as well. And then we've got a couple of our Philippine blue angels. So they're looking quite nice. I'll just get that out of the reflection. So he's looking nice there. And then she is looking nice there. I think she's got eggs, but haven't had these two spawn for a while now. So either they're just not conditioned right, or yeah, maybe they did lay and these guys ate them overnight, which is probably what's happening. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys this tank quickly. But yeah, super red bristlenose doing super, super well. We come over to this tank. Again, nice piece of zucchini in here. These guys usually eat like wood and stuff like that typically, but these are nice L397 plecos. So I've got about 7 of these guys in here. There might be some in the cave. There's one in the cave there. And there's probably more hanging around somewhere. There's another one down over here. And there's probably another one over behind there somewhere. With another set of, another pair I should say, sorry, of Philippine blues. Who also haven't really laid eggs for me much. Probably because of the same reason as the last tank. But yeah, again, just a quick little update. I thought I'd show you every single tank. So nothing really much has changed in this tank. These guys have just gotten bigger over time. So all I can do now is sit back and hope that they lay some eggs in these caves for me. Yeah, so this is the tank I moved my albino red tuxedos into. It's not the cleanest tank in the world. I didn't even clean the glass or anything like that. but had to move them because I wanted to split the males and females up of the normal red tuxedo guppies before they started breeding. So yeah, these guys are doing well in here. I'm pretty heavy on the females as opposed to the males. I got probably like 2 or 3 males in here, and the rest of them are all female. But yeah, hopefully they'll build the colony up and they'll do well. So yeah, super keen to just keep making more and more of these. The guppies, honestly, they're a really easy fish to breed. Obviously, most people are going to know that. But I still enjoy them. Like, a lot of people will sort of shy away from a guppy because it's like a novice sort of fish. But I still really enjoy guppies. They've got really nice colour on them. And who doesn't like a fish that's easy to breed? Alright, last but not least, it's going to be another long video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it. But this is the Bosmani Rainbowfish tank. So I've also got the longfin Albino Corydoras that I moved into here a couple of weeks ago as well. Or maybe it was last week. I almost forget sometimes. But yeah, not much has changed in this tank since I last shown you. Everything's just getting bigger, obviously, with time. Plants are starting to grow in well. Java ferns looking nice. Still can't get over how nice these Bosmani are looking. Such a nice looking fish. Like, they're still quite juvenile yet, so still yet to get full grown. But yeah, really nice looking fish. So super happy with these guys. And the Corys over here. How can you not be happy with these guys? Looking super cute. But I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys sort of want to see more of. If you guys enjoy seeing these sort of tour videos, or if you enjoy certain specific fish, let me know in the comments. I'm always reading the comments to see more. But like always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and Merry Christmas to you all. Stay safe over the holidays, and I will see you in 2023. Thanks for watching.